Chapter of Working Wheels. Prophecy of Ray's coming. From under thorn-infested water, once rotted between rusting gears, given new breath by the 12 lords, the spirit blessed rises from the dead. Once thought of as a mere legend, Ray will return to spread love once more. The priest's dream. Laying silent without a leader, the priest sleeps. Soon he is floating on cartridge through a purple, mist-like world. Everywhere gold coins whiz by at the speed of light. Looking below, the priest sees several men floating on a door towards a large whirlpool. The smell of fruit fills the air, and the sound of bubbles seizes those who dream. A bright hill lay up ahead. The sun is rising over the hill. The vision of several gears, all rusted and pale, lies within its center. A man is crushed between the gears. Purple lightning begins to crash. One streak hits the gear, which then begins to turn. The man is revived and stands tall within the center of the sun. He begins to walk down to earth toward the priest. The man is Ray, the almighty spirit blessed. The priest wakes up sweaty and hot at this point. The next day, he begins to prepare for the coming of Ray. The 12 Signs of the Coming of Ray, as told by Sketch, the Lost Elk Father. The windmill. Grass high among the forest floor, a clearing spread within. Deep shadows remain as the summer moves along. The mill hasn't turned since the death of Ray, but as the children play nearby, they hear the sound of it turn once more. This is the first sign. Little Franklin finds his way home. Cheep, cheep, alakazam! When Ray died, little Franklin ran away from home. He began living off the land, eating wild berries and sleeping on moss. Soon the dog became lost forever, until the 11th day before Ray returned. On this day he found his way home. This was the second sign. Armored mosquito. Tom counted his dimes and nickels and threw them on the floor. He twisted his arm around in a clockwise direction until it fell off onto the floor. Sounds of knocking came from the door. Tom opened it to find a giant armored mosquito with blood dripping from its needle. "Are you Ray?" it asked politely. "No, I am not. Ray is dead," I replied, confused. "Ray will be revived soon and will try to spread love once more, but I am going to kill him." "Why? Ray is the lost spirit leader," I questioned. "We shall see who your leader is when Ray is returned." At this, the mosquito left. This was the third sign. Boredom deceives. The winds howl as I beg silence to leave me afoot. Evil clasps the air as the yawn reaches beyond goat. Faces appear calling my name, beckoning me to join the other side, for I fear I will not be able to neglect much more. As time passed, evil gets stronger in my brain. Unpure thoughts confuse my already dazed outlook. The cat sits and stares out a foggy window, not knowing if he will live another day or not. I guess a mirror does lie, for when I look into my mirror I see an evil green light which kills and destroys love. Love is powerful, more powerful than anything I've felt, but in times of boredom love strays far, and unpure wrongdoings begin to occur. Soon the candle burns no longer, and fade light will till dusk of day, to rhyme a tale of forgotten wisdom, as told by one who knows. And to see between the sofa and the beach chair is to see between the eclipses of both black and white, and when by magnets pulled I do commit a loss greater than all unfolds, to expose a vast empty feeling of unbendable fate, sorrow, sadness, grief, and unhappiness, over a wrong choice and or decision made by the deli owner. This is the fourth sign. I've killed a raven. Under the earth 1 billion miles down, the bodies rot. 10 million years pass. The corpses lay unfound. I've been to Scotland. I've seen Lucifer, peering through my window. The armor I wear becomes unbearable. Dents in my skin cause me to bleed. A purple spider is killed on my wrist. The walls are pale green. This is the fifth sign. Upside down tombstone. Oh my God, I'm bleeding. People watch me dying. They laugh at evil riddles as I disappear. No, please don't take me. I'm led to an underground place. Mud covers the dead bodies. The walls are covered with blood. Cloaked people lead me by the hand. I'll say no more. This is the sixth sign. White meadows, purple sun. The church bell tolls as she wanders through the hedges, searching for her pet. Air blows in the yellow sky. Leaves cover the pavement, and the trees stand uncovered, still wet from the storm the night before. The mansion courtyard is large and contains many hidden rooms underground. In here, a voice whispers within the wind. Is someone there? The girl calls back from the pantry the voice came from. A crow flies suddenly into the window of the pantry. The bark of a dog fills her ears. From across the hedge, she sees her dog, which now melts to mud. The gate to the pantry opens, revealing the inside. Enter, whispers the voice. As she does, the gate slams shut. She sees Satan sitting on a stool, smiling as the blind woman rips her limb for limb. This is the seventh sign. Sky tom-toms. At the crack of dawn, after the rooster calls and the night is gone for good, I awake and milk the cows, like every good farmer should. As the day progresses, I do my work plowing the fields I own. But during all of this, there's one chore I neglect. It's something that's got to be done. It happened weeks ago when I was in the woods getting water from the mountaintop spring. The day was rather cold, the sky a pale gold, as I trampled on fragile, tiny twigs. The bucket I carried was rusted inside. The handle creaked while I walked. Black clouds began to form. I remember pretty well. Rain started falling very hard. As I reached the spring, I gazed into the pool. I couldn't believe my eyes, for staring me right back in the face was Satan, surrounded by a swarm of evil flies. This is the eighth sign. The death of a butterfly. Upon reaching the mountaintop, the man stuck a flag in the moss which covered the roof of the mountain. A small bird scattered toward the man and asked who he was. The man replied, "I am Timber, tripper of cheese." Soon Watchdog walked by and dug up the flag. A skier flew by yelling, "Ray is almost here." This is the 9th sign. Haunted Ice Cream Parlor, transcribed in Salisbury, Delaware. A three-dimensional arrow which is green is placed on a hill, a man making kites on the windy day. A clear blue water tube is suspended in mid-sky. A log cabin sits just over the next hill. Joseph and Abraham speak to one another about matters unknown to us, my friend. The crystal globe of government is possessed by a face with white eyes. Several jackals run within the strawberry fields. The 10th sign. Bonk Academy. Prophecy of Denny. Bus roars down San Diego. Drive all night. The red, green, and yellow lights flash on and off. Many buildings are of giraffes and painted women. Leroy lost his balance and fell into a barrel of pickled fish. Hebe arrived at the bus stop on late. Whisper got covered with tar. The sign of 11. 5th concept. Concept of fruit. Under the table there is a dime. Find it. Grill stealers. In unfolding shadows lay, upon twisted sketchboard, drawings and such. Toe reunion begins and Lopez enters the glitter area. Schizos will be encarved at its bellowed end of morals. 2nd edition. Toe remarked to Sir Canon Lynn, crippled hockey players to the place of deer crossing. Stephen Wolfe found wanders in gardens yore. He fled through zoom lens area. The 12th sign. The final operation. After the revision of the elongated battery people. Lamprey bundles. S-rock in front, quaz in back. Colored muskrat runs to Ray. Simon finds himself on a hill, I Jerusalem. Mickey dances a jig around Velma and her elder twin Henry. Several hours later, Grain unleashed Fiddler to attack Lenny, who countered this by releasing him and his monologues. The unused sign. A blimp travels to Greenland. Grebe is here, you children. Now go find the metal water jug. Now Ishido walks with both hands behind his back. Joha Foster is a no-end with his leg tied behind his back. Bellows sits atop a hill and burns some logins for his doctor. Silk mothers. Down in the alley where muskrats. Weeping willows falling on sunsets of blue vans. Many people found dynamite and wait for it to eat raisins. Green leather. Walking by the river one bright sunny day, just my collection of marbles and a bag full of hay. A fish out of water spoke to me and said, "I'll trade for you marbles, a piece of shiny lead." I said, "No, little guy, these marbles I must keep, for I am a shepherd, and I feed marbles to my sheep." He said, "Oh, too bad, I really gotta run. If you follow me, though, I'll give you a bun." I said, "Hey, my good friend, thank you very much, but I best be on my way, and I've already eaten lunch." So my friend departed me, and I went on my way, until I saw a man under a tree sleeping he lay. He awoke when I arrived. He was hostile and mean. He stole all my marbles and crushed them with a machine. Then a glorious thing happened. I can't really say, but I tell the same old story to this very day. You see, a woman came down, from heaven I guess. She had long blonde hair and a short paisley dress. She walked up to the old man, a frown on her face, looked him in the eyes and said, "You're a disgrace." She threw him in the sky about a mile or two, and grabbed onto a branch, and then the woman grew. She grew so very tall she could almost touch the sun. She grabbed the old man and started to run. Last I heard, 3 weeks later, from a guy named Ted, that found clogged in a water tube lay the old man dead. So if you ever meet a shepherd on a bright sunny day, with a collection of marbles and a sack full of hay, you better not be mean to him, or treat him like a boob, because if you do, you'll probably end up clogged in a water tube. The 80th chapter of Alfred Cortillo and his posse of German frontiersmen, who all had fathers that were bald and carried beads around. Seal of Paul. Something weird to ponder upon. Way down deep where your hands can't reach, there's something you must find. You can't see it, you can't touch, but you know that it is there. So when a whole bunch of bears beat down your door, you'll know just what to do. You pack yourself a lunch and hike to the nearest appliance store. Have you ever felt so strange that you think you're someone else, and wind up not going to work but instead buying a fishing pole and sit in a tree with it all day, and then come to find out there's no water below, and then you fall out of the tree onto a red wagon? The piston socket of magic jelly salamanders. In the forest of the damned, under the leaves but above the wind, at the bottom of the universe, there lives Bob, a kind folk. People said he could change into a fireman's uniform within seconds, could drive a fire truck like no one else I've seen. Recipe for magic jelly salamanders. Ingredients: 1 salamander, 1 jar of grape jelly, 1 bag of magic dust, 5 bottles of oregano. Step 1. Cook salamander over open fire until brown. Step 2. Dip salamander in jelly. Make sure he is completely covered with jelly. Step 3. Roll salamander in oregano leaves until covered. Step 4. Blow magic dust on salamander while saying, "Omaha. Must get to Omaha." The undigestible description. Tomas waltzed in the room covered with decaying rats, each tied on a rope dangling from his belt. A pile of bones lay scattered among the moss-covered floor. Several glass spoons are nailed to the wooden walls. A red light shines down from the top of the well. Pink gelatin lays in a bowl on the table, surrounded by black samanthas. Each dances on one toe, while flipping magnolia seeds at the campers and their computer terminals, which are found in dungeons below the earth. Adrian's pipe. The sun sets heavy behind the mountain peaks. The evil children creep out at night to hurt and kill every living thing on earth. And as the angels watch closely through the evil mist in the air, their blood-covered teeth sing sadly. Beyond the mirrors of Joseph, within the halls of the decaying, are the demons that prey on young babies. Feasting with glee, the eyeless gods break people's legs and burn their flesh in thickets. Log armadillos attack Venus. 1. Winding paths all through the floor, traveled by evil clerics. 2. Roasting in the fire, rotting in a tomb, dying in a cellar. 3. You arms are mangled, from chains abroad, you have no flesh left. 4. You blood is drained out through you veins, by goats dressed in black. 5. The bloodstains on your clothing show that you've been beat, but your heart, it is last to go. At the foot of the Black Church. Killing people to get a kick. Ones who do are said to be sick. But I'm not so sure. I disagree. I find pleasure watching people bleed. Back Back in the alley, lying on the ground, the people there, they make no sound. The trees are black against the deep blue sky. Day has now ended, I know not why. Screams from the forest grow louder with each hour. They beckon me to come with their great supernatural power. I try not to be tempted, for I will surely die. I close my ears to them, and on my back I lie. But inside my brain a whisper I can't fight. The spirits, they tempt me to taste their delight.